If the City of London was a country, it would rank as the world's 9th highest CO2 emitter, according to research from Greenpeace. And I'm not even talking about the whole residential area of London, just the financial district known as the City. Emissions which are funded by this district are almost double the whole UK's annual carbon emissions. How is this possible? Unlike other industries, the finance sector is often overlooked when it comes to government decarbonisation targets. While big oil companies are expected to track a path to net zero, the banks that lend to them aren't. This means that most of the targets that our government agreed to in line with the Paris Climate Agreement can be ignored by the financial sector. London's banks, asset managers, and insurance companies are driving climate chaos around the world. In 2019 alone, lending from financial institutions headquartered in the city supported 805 million tonnes of CO2 emissions, nearly double the annual emissions of the entire UK at 455 million tonnes, and staggeringly, even more than the 776 million tonnes emitted by the whole of Germany. Barclays, a well-known UK bank, is Europe's biggest funder of fossil fuel projects, with a whopping $146 billion being invested in tar sands, coal power, and fracked oil and gas. HSBC is responsible for a further $111 billion. Standard Chartered another $31 billion, NatWest a further $13 billion, and Lloyds another $12 billion. All of this investment has taken place since the Paris Climate Agreement, which tells us one thing: we can't tackle climate breakdown without regulating the banks that finance it. So how do we take back control? The financial system relies heavily on us, the public. During the 2008 crash, the banks were bailed out and we were the ones who paid the price. The financial system couldn't exist without us, the public. Without public institutions like the central bank and the Treasury, the UK's finance sector would collapse. If these systems are using our taxes for climate destruction, they must be subject to democratic oversight. In November this year, our government is hosting COP26, the United Nations Climate Conference. Boris Johnson has said that the world must get serious about tackling climate change. But his government is letting the financial sector trample over the climate agreement by investing billions in fossil fuel production every year. The Bank of England already has the ability to regulate this industry under a green mandate, but not nearly enough is being done to tackle climate breakdown at the pace and scale demanded by the recent IPCC report. As we recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, we need a Green New Deal that will create jobs, reduce inequality, and get us to net zero fast. And that Green New Deal must include measures to ensure the UK's massive finance sector is supporting decarbonisation, not funding climate breakdown. We should be setting an example by truly leading the world, not turning a blind eye where we see fit. Without regulation in the financial sector, it will be impossible to transition to a true green economy. With COP26 coming up, the government must act now to make this happen. As citizens, we have the power. Now is the time to use it.